You just launched a Linux EC2 instance. You have no idea how you can get inside to the EC2 instance, and it is alive. SSH solved this problem. And at the end of this video, you will be able to log into the EC2 Linux instance. If you are new here, I am Chris from iCloudXL. I'm ex-Amazonian. I have spent over 23 years working in IT infrastructure and AWS cloud technologies, including over a decade in Silicon Valley, San Francisco, helping organizations to build solutions on AWS cloud. On this channel, I help you master on AWS Cloud, DevOps, AI through simple explanations, real-world scenarios, and hands-on learning. Let's get in. In this video, you're going to learn what SSH is, why AWS uses SSH, key pair explained, private key, public key. I will show you step-by-step process to connect Linux EC2 instance, and at the end, I will show you what are the exam trap you should not be falling for if you are preparing for the certification exam. SSH is secure shell protocol. Back in the history, there was another such protocol was Telnet. But if you connect to the server using Telnet, that connection is not encrypted. So it goes plain text. Anyone can hack your username and password. So SSH is not like that. SSH is creating a encryption tunnel between your user or your client or you and the server you are connecting, basically EC2 Linux instance. And that's the reason SSH is very safe to use, and whole industry, all the developers using it day and night. Imagine you have no desktop screen, no keyboard, and no mouse. Can you log into the system and do your work and then log out? Possible using SSH. Let's say you have hundreds of EC2 instances and you want to apply a patch, or you want to change something for all the hundreds of systems. You can automate using script. The script will log into each and every EC2 instance, do the work, and go for the next, and it will complete overnight. And there are many automation engineer is doing such activities. SSH key pair has two keys, public keys and private keys. Private key means the key is with you. It's like your home key. You protect yourself with this key. And then public key means is a lock. Basically, it's hanging on your door. Anyone can see, but only the private key or person with the key can get into the house, which is, open that public lock or public key. So the two concepts, remember, private key and public key. And you can say public lock. It's a synonymous to the lock hanging on your door. And when private key try to connect to the EC2 instance, then private and public handshake happens. When that matching happens, then only user is allowed to log into the system. So simplest visual concept, this is you have a lock, which is a public key, and then you have a key, which is a private key. Once only you have a private key, you can open that lock or public key. Then only you can log into the system after successful handshake between private key and public. And in this case, you see right side, you see the EC2 instance, and which is authorized key file, and authorized key file has a public key mentioned. And then left side you have a laptop where you have your private key, and using the private key you are logging into the system. Right side EC2 instance, and it creates a tunnel. Authentication successful happens, and encrypted tunnel created, and through the tunnel you talk to the server, and which is encrypted tunnel. This is a step you follow. You launch your EC2 instance. During the launch, you create the PEM key, I mean the private key and public key, which is SSH key pair. And then you downloaded the private key. It is with you. And public key is with your AWS. Then you go to the security group, open the port 22, which is SSH protocol port. And once port is open, then whatever file you downloaded in your system, you change the permission to 400. Basically read permission for that file. That's the permission you must have. And then you do run SSH command, SSH-i, that PEM key you downloaded, and EC2 user @ the public IP. EC2 user is a standard user for Amazon Linux. I will give you the list what are the other user available for the other Unix or Linux flavor. Let's talk about some real world use case. Thousands of Linux servers in Netflix, all the developers, DevOps persons, all the team members, they are logging into the EC2 instance, restarting the service, fixing the issues. And if you're a startup companies, your application crashed middle of the night, developer wakes up, the on-call person wakes up, log into the EC2 instance using SSH and restart the services and fix the system. User didn't even notice that. And if you're a job seeker, you want to get in a project, you want to develop a project, you launch a EC2 instance, log into the EC2 instance using SSH and build your system, install your applications, and then showcase your project to your employer. SSH is a key concept you must know if you are preparing for any AWS certifications. Let's demonstrate you how you can log into the EC2 instance. On EC2 console, if you are on the home page, you click on EC2 here and then go to the EC2 page, and if you click on instances, you see one instance is running here which name is SSH demo. And if you click on the EC2 instance and go to the networking, you will see the public IP of this EC2 instance. Here is the private IP, this is the public IP. And I will go to my terminal. Let me see where is my PEM key, grep PEM. So here is my PEM key, myproject.pem. You see the permission, only the read permission, or no other permission is applied here. Now run the command ssh-i, then this PEM key, and EC2 user is the user of that instance @ that public IP. Enter, yes, and here I am inside the Linux system. You can type host name, it will give you the host name of that EC2 instance, which is ip.ec2.internal. That's how all the Linux host name is created. And you can also say if config, the networking information, if you want to see what is the IP configures 172.31.29.47. This is the IP. Using that IP, the host name is created, you see, and one loopback IP is by default there. You can also check what are the EBS volume is assigned here. So this is the EBS volume and partition information. So that's how you log into the EC2 instance. If you have any applications, you restart that applications, all the services list you can go. Let me go back to the presentation and show you something more interesting. Before we go any further, I want to tell you about something which is going to change how fast you can grow on AWS. I have built a private community called 10x AWS Builder, and it is not just another Facebook group or Discord server or WhatsApp group with a lot of noise. This is focused and professional community built specifically for people like you, people who are serious about building their AWS career, passing their certifications, getting hired or promoted to the next cloud role. Here is what you get the moment you sign up. Weekly live Q&A calls. Ask me anything about AWS certifications, jobs. This will be live Q&A weekly sessions. I hold that Zoom call and you get answer instantly. And we can brainstorm as well on your problem. And you get direct mentorship. I will personally help you to build your learning roadmap, your certification path, fix your gaps, and keep you accountable for your goals. And I will guide you on this every step of the way. Third thing, you get 24/7 community access. At night 11 PM you got a questions, just post your questions. Our community never sleeps. Someone from your community member will answer it. And you get peer network of serious AWS learners. The people who join 10x AWS Builder, they are not here to watch passively. They are building, certifying, and landing cloud jobs. And that energy is contagious. Link in the description below. I will see you in the community. 5 exam traps you must remember. SSH port number is 22 and you make sure that port is open in security group. Public key versus private key. Public key is on the server and private key is with you. Don't lose that private key and don't share with anyone who is not supposed to have it. Generally, the private key is roaming around within your team who logs into the system. Then default username for Amazon Linux EC2 user. For Ubuntu, Red Hat Linux is EC2 user, Debian Linux is for admin. Alright, EC2 Instance Connect is the browser-based SSH connectivity it provides, and you don't need to manage PEM key. You can use that connect features in browser. You can log into the EC2 instance. There is another option you can log in using SSM, Systems Manager. And fifth point, you need to remember Windows users. So for Windows, you have a putty and .ppk file, old days, but now Windows 10 and 11 onwards, SSH is built in. You can leverage this SSH and log into the instance. Before you go, remember these 5 things. As I said, SSH is a secure shell protocol, which is a port. Always it works on port 22. Key pair is padlock plus key. Padlock is the public key and key is your private key. Protect your .pem file. Always give permission 400, not more than that. And you have a EC2 instance connect feature on the browser, on the console. You can leverage that as well to log into the EC2 instance. This is a quick reference for your certifications and remembering the points you have learned in this video. So I will attach these presentations in the description below. So download it and keep it with you for your reference. Also, you will get this one as well in that PowerPoint presentation. You get this as well and review it. Thank you so much for watching this video. And if you got time, join me in the next piece.